Hi Earthling, I'm Trice, and in this video you'll learn the 3 signs that you will be rich one day, even if you're broke now. I have been a financial planner for over a decade, and I can tell if my clients are going to become millionaires before they are millionaires, because success leaves clues. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, you will find out the secret superpower that does most of the work for you. Quick disclaimer here before we get started. There's one foundational thing that must happen before these 3 signs will be all you need to get rich. And that is, you must believe that it is possible for you to get rich. And not believe like I kind of hope and I wish and that would be nice. Like believe in the core of your being, like you believe gravity exists. Because getting rich is simple, but it's not easy. And there will be things that you need to do that go outside your comfort zone. And if you don't believe it's possible, you're not gonna go there. Henry Ford really sums it up best. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So if you don't think you can get rich, I would click off this video. But if you think you can, keep on watching. The good news is you do not need to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. When I moved from Montana to New York City and I got my first apartment, I did not have enough money to pay the next month's rent. I had so much money in my bank account that when I went to Dunkin' Donuts, I had to decide between the coffee or the donut. I couldn't get both because I didn't have enough money. What is that? $1.25 in your bank account? That's about how much I had. So if you're in the same place, you can still build this wealth. And these are the 3 signs that it will be coming your way. The first sign is you're focused on getting rich. And I have wanted to be rich since I was a little girl living in my family's trailer. It just seemed fun. Oh, you could have all the fancy things that you want, and you could have dream vacations, and you could zip off to Europe. It was just something that I always hungered for. So I was very focused on getting rich. And so what that meant to me was, let me see if I can make more money. How can I make more money? And I came to New York City as a fashion designer, and I was only making like $1,300 a month. And I got fired, which turned out to be awesome because then I became this bartendress and I zipped my income to making over $1,000 per shift. And I was like, woohoo! Riches are flowing my way. Look out, Warren Buffett. But guess what happened? Zip forward 10 years. In my bank account, it was a little bit more than $1. I could have the coffee and the donut. But I don't think I had more than $1,000 in there because I had fallen in love with the glamour of New York City. And instead of focusing on building my wealth like I thought I was focusing on spending my income. So if you have thought that you've been focusing on getting rich and you don't see it in your bank account, you might be doing something that I was doing. It is a discipline to keep the money saved for building wealth. And the second sign that you will be rich one day is if you are focusing on one thing. And as simple as this statement sounds, this is the hard part. This is where all the work is. This is really the make it or the break it, because the third step was really given to you for free. And let me share a little story. When I met my husband, he had a business and it did LASIK eye surgery, liposuction, vein removal, facials, Botox, laser treatments. You get an idea here? He did a little bit of everything under the sun. We'd be sitting after work over at Fresh Salt, which is a little local bar, drowning our stress. Because he'd be like, in 2 weeks, I have to come up with $25,000 to pay the credit card bill. Even though the business had all these services and was doing over $1 million in sales, the profit was minuscule to obsolete. And it was getting tight, dangerously tight. And so I said, honey bunny, let's do something dangerous and magical. Let's get rid of 90% of the things that you offer. We got rid of lipo, we got rid of veins, we got rid of LASIK, we got rid of everything and ended up selling one thing, a membership to get the skin of your dreams. And that was freaky. That was freaky town, because a skin membership in 2012 was unheard of. That thing never existed before. And it was a big, torturous leap of faith. But now that business generates them over $250,000 of profit. So how do you know what to focus on? That is the $1,000,000 question. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on how can I invest my money? How can I build my wealth? You don't even need to make a lot of money, as you will see. All you have to do is focus on having some left over to invest. And this is a third sign that you will be rich someday, is if you invest consistently. And this is where the superpower comes in. And you might be like, Trice, I don't have any money to invest. And I'm like, that's your first one thing to focus on, is find the money to invest. But you only need to invest $250 a month for 40 years to have over $1 million. That's $1,000,000. Now, maybe that's not exciting to you. Maybe you're like, who gives a hootin' nanny what's happened in 40 years? And I get that. That's not motivating. I didn't want to wait 40 years to be a millionaire, but I did it in 10. And how you do it, how you can speed it up, is instead of just investing your money like in the stock market, spend time managing your finances. Develop a budget. Budgets are for rich girls. They are not diets. And this has given me an annual 22% rate of return on my net worth, which means my net worth has been going up 22% every single year for 10 years, because I think of everything as an investment, not just the money I put in the stock market. And it's so amazing. I have to tell you this story about my honey bunny. My honey bunny was a spender. There are savers and there are spenders, and my honey bunny was a spender. When we got married, he's like, let's get married at Central Park Boathouse. That's in the heart of New York City. Do you know how much that costs? Lucky I had been saving. So if that resonates you, your mindset can change, because last night at dinner, my darling is like literally the best cook in the universe. He was creating up a beautiful dinner for the family, and at dinner, he was bragging about the best deals he got at Whole Foods. He's like, this is Bob Evans chicken, and it only costs $1.50 a pound, down from $4.50 a pound. I got my shopping down to a science, and if you use the app, you get 10% off. This is the same person who lived in a 2-bedroom, $8,000 a month apartment, and now he's literally just as excited about his $6 family dinner. So I guess what I'm saying is it does not have to be like, yuck, that's grind. It can be totally fun, and it creates so much momentum. So what was the financial superpower that I was talking about that's gonna do all the work for you? Just loving that like button, just joking, but if you do that, it really helps the algorithm. The superpower is that money and investments grow exponentially, meaning they don't grow in like a little linear line, like a staircase. No, they explode. Because think of it like this, and this is easier to see on a different example of how fast it could add up. Just imagine you were having cookies as a snack, and every time you had cookies, you would double how many you ate, just for fun. So the first day you have 1 cookie, the second day you have 2 cookies, and then 4 cookies, and then 8 cookies, and then 16 cookies, 32 cookies. Can you imagine freaking eating 32 cookies? And money will grow rapidly. And the way to make it grow faster is to increase your rate of return. And that is by working on your entire financial position. If you liked the video, subscribe, and until next time, ciao!